So Holn is saying sorry that he could not do the prostrations because of still the surgery. And normally, of course, as you know, we have been doing prostration together to receive the both of the vow. So anyway, we will just continue to take the both of the vow together.
Lama kundis sorwa tsechi tavne tiron number kundu rangi loling oyesun lami shosu korto batido net batishejide atirega chekejires.
So in this way, with one's the body, speech, mind, in a single-pointed devotion towards the Guru, as the condensed nature of all the Buddhas and the enlightened deities, and to that where one try to concentrate or focus one's mind, that which is always been never separating from the master, and where try to maintain that devotion, it is very important.
Lama la dene shundu guba shadajere te nan dene to watch bichid lami to jishin la rangi jelahi rangi sorada teni desamba dela dene to wat neru chitali dogu years to lama like 2 years.
So in general, of course, that all this Dharma practice and actualization completely depend upon the master. And then especially in relation with all these Dzogchen teachings, that one need to have that single-pointed devotion and faith and confidence into the master, that through which one could receive the blessing, and according to that, as that blessing one receives in one's being, through that one can actualize with the absolute true nature of mind. So in that way, everything depending upon the just blessing of the master and then the lineage masters.
There also Simba Kusu Tirajin, Lama Miri, Maso Me, Nandain, Nesora Candidate Samede, Jeroso Tangris.
Of course, so one may think that, of course, the Lama is also a human being, I'm also a human being, and why I need to just, subjugate in that way. So in case if one think or consider in that way, then there is no possibility that one could actualize with the ultimate realization of the enlightenment. So that way, that our kind of wrong concept or wrong thought being just transformed into the right way of understanding and thinking, and then turning one's mind towards the Dharma is, of course, the initial important. So all the past, present, future Buddhas are all completely dependent on their master to obtain that complete enlightenment. There is no any single being or single enlightened Buddha who have enlightened without depending upon a master. These days, there are a whole bunch of practitioners who they try to do their own meditation and to have their own imagination. Not necessarily that can really get any benefit.
Gam said, "Lam maronat, tundola soba, shigi jushigiris."
So the meditation, in case one could not have the right meditation, then it is also possible that one may reborn as an animal.
Tony Momboji Gang here, Tony Donchon no Kovale Kadio Tagmaris.
So, of course, people think that they are doing, meditation on emptiness. But if that emptiness is mere emptiness, then they will never ever be liberated from the suffering of samsara.
Gomba Ludruki soon. Tombanyala Tanyana. No. Sherab Tuna Pongas, Lord Ripisaham Majepa Mete, Tombani in some mobile gum to take the Yarmi pen and mapping years.
So, as Nagarjuna said in the text, that if one doesn't have the right or the correct understanding of emptiness, which falls into kind of mistaken, then just those who have tiny wisdom, they may fall into a wrong pit. So that kind of meditation on emptiness, instead of leading towards liberation, it may lead towards the kind of downfall.
Okay. Tombani Tonchon Sanoton Dodo, Penokaya.
So in that way,
no chamber cigarettes.
In that way, if one just only concentrate on just mere emptiness or complete nothingness sorts of emptiness, then that will never ever benefit anything, and still it may just lead into wrong path.
So
these days, those who believe and think themselves they are just doing meditation on Dzogchen, the great perfection, which is merely falling into kind of mere emptiness, that of course they are not even just close to the Dzogchen meditation.
What day did that? I don't know that Lodarji, Mondo Salon, Doce, or teacher Lasso, what I'm making the no here, the Derito, in Pati, Mondo Saloni, draw to 20 years.
So then now, as we have started our 1 month retreat out of 1 year, that as we go through this Wando preliminary teachings, and then in Salung and Dzogchen Tegel and Tekche, so today just hoping to go through with the Wando and then the Salung. So, however, we are involved into these Dharma practices, it is always important to try to abandon the 8 worldly concerns. If we concentrate on the worldly concerns, then we will never ever accomplish any Dharma.
Rangi Jute Yoni on the wrong send the Kojul Mare, wrong send the wrong Najure, Tayende, Rangi send the Niamaba number of Toba, Najalas of a condom conscience of Tenant Lanson part Mebas Jetuachis.
So, as we know, our own minds are not obscure to oneself. It is very obvious what oneself is thinking. So, in that way, the moment we know any kind of afflictive emotion, such as like a pride and so forth, arise, then one need to pay attention to how one can work on it and try to abandon those afflictive emotions.
America Toronto
So the whole complete purpose of just having this retreat here is, of course, mainly all the American students, and then whoever could just come from abroad, that really hoping that you could understand Dharma and you could engage into the Dharma practice, that which one's mind stream can mingle with these Dharma teachings. And then, of course, this place, as you know, it is just big enough and very vast, and we don't have any kind of, any sorts of, problem and, any uncomfortable, situations. So you all also, just try to be very relaxed, and then don't talk too much, all sorts of things, or just including gossips or one's own kind of opinion expressions. Just concentrate into the Dharma and try to do your practice. It is not necessary and important to just to say, oh, this is good or this is bad, and so forth. So our own responsibility is that how much we could work on with our afflictive emotions, how we can get rid of it.
Oh yeah.